It's a little difficult for me to talk about production because that's not my territory.
We were all rooting for you.
But I did become a master editor.
Look at this waist. You have the smallest waist in the world.
Yeah, there's some dumb.
Tyra, she seems to struggle with taking accountability. She essentially blames the viewers.
You guys were demanding it. The viewers wanted more and more.
I believe Tyra believes that statement to be true. She can tiptoe and dance around Story and saying, oh, Story's not my department. She was very involved in Story. I'm just gonna say that.
I do think that regardless of whether someone asks for something or wants it, again, acting as an adult that's responsible, you also say no to certain things, even when they want it, right? Mom and Dad, we say no.
Tyra, did she have any creative control in this docuseries?
None. Zero. Tyra had no creative control.
Hindsight is 20/20 for all of us. It just so happens that a lot of the things that are 20/20 for me happened in front of the world.
Tyra in the hot seat, the 52-year-old actually apologizing several times over the 3-episode docuseries, which was shot a year ago. Once to the contestant she pressured to close a gap in her teeth.
There were agents that would tell me she will not work with those teeth. It's just not gonna happen. That's what they told me.
Who came up with what each of the makeovers would be?
It was absolutely Tyra.
Another moment Tyra admits went too far.
We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
I lost it. It was probably bigger than her.
Clearly, she had a sort of a snap, and that was it. And I actually thought they were going to stop it. It was the same rules for everybody. If you're going to go off the rails, we're going to allow it, and we're going to film it, and we're going to put it on TV.
And when it comes to the outrageous, over-the-top photo shoots, remember the tarantulas, the meat outfits, coffins, and crime scenes?
I absolutely believe the intention behind the show got lost. I think it's clear in the documentary. You know, for me, the real breaking point and the immediate moment of divide was the race-swapping photo shoot. I remember vividly that meeting where Tyra said, I want to do this, and I want to do this to celebrate women of color. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, and I'll be honest with you in that moment, because people ask me all the time, why didn't you say something? Well, I was here to support her. This was her show. She had this reason that made no sense to me. How are you gonna support and uplift women of color by painting white women black? Tyra swore to me I would not wear this. She goes, Jay, I would never do this to you. I'll say this, if she really wanted to protect me, she would have stood next to me and delivered that creative. The clip that has followed me to this day is me standing alone on camera, Chiron, photo shoot creative director, and people knew I was producing as well. We're switching your ethnicities. And so I wore that.
I didn't think it was controversial, but then we put it out there and the world was like, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind?
Tyra did pride herself on coming up with the creative on the photo shoots, you know, perhaps sometimes with various other members of the team.
Looking at the show now through the 2020 lens, it's an issue, and I understand 100% why.
I've never experienced a more difficult work environment, a more toxic work environment than that show. It wasn't right then, and now we're seeing it isn't right now.
Look back with hindsight, it's certainly easier to judge and be critical. That being said, were there things that perhaps, you know, she got carried away or the production got carried away? I would say yes.
That is the only way you change. That is the only way you get better, is by somebody calling you out on your
Where Tyra stayed quiet, Season 2 contestant Shandi Sullivan alleges she was sexually assaulted after a night of drinking while cameras were rolling.
I was blacked out. No one did anything to stop it. And it all got filmed, all of it.
It's a little difficult for me to talk about production because that's not my territory.
First of all, she struggles to remember it, which I find hard to believe because how many times did she bring Shandi on her talk show to kind of force her to watch that scene? I was in the production office, I remember it vividly. Someone was like, you won't believe what's going on right now. And they basically said, oh my God, Shandi's having sex with someone in the shower, one of the male models.
Certainly myself had absolutely no idea until it aired, which was kind of shocking. And I tell people that all the time, that they kept us very separate from the storyline that was sort of unraveling behind the scenes, in large part so that we wouldn't be swayed as judges. If I had been there, I personally would have intervened. You know, I'm a father of a 17-year-old girl, and quite frankly, regardless of whether you're a father or not, it's simply the civil thing to do. Now, reality television is not always known for being civil, or for, you know, perhaps doing what's right. And they took a creative decision and a production decision to let this roll. And sort of legally, they were within their rights because that's what everyone had signed up for.
Signed up to have your entire life shown.
And so if you basically have a train wreck, they will film the train wreck. They won't stop the train wreck because someone's going to get hurt in the train wreck. And I think that is a big piece of that.
We treated Top Model as a documentary. And we told the girls that on day one, no matter what happens, while you're on camera, we're going to document all of that.
Have you had a chance to speak with Shandi since it's all happened? Or
Actually, Shandi and I have always remained in touch. I've photographed her several times since America's Next Top Model. She's a smart woman and, you know, has taken control of her life.
Tyra's lips were also sealed when it came to her falling out with creative director Jay, who claims Tyra stopped speaking to him when he tried to quit the show after season 8.
Can we talk now about what happened with you and Jay?
I'd prefer, I should call Jay. I don't want to do this here. Yeah.
The first time I saw the documentary, honestly, her reaction, it made me chuckle. For me, it was no surprise because she has made a pointed effort to not speak about me in the press. What's very telling about her reaction is it's the first time I saw her in the doc respond without this prepared answer. You know, we got to see a bit of a break in the personality, Tyra.
One of the most emotional revelations in 2022, runway coach/judge Jay Alexander, AKA Miss J, was in a coma for 5 weeks after suffering a stroke. Tyra didn't visit him in the hospital, but Jay and Nigel did.
I taught Mars how to walk, and now I can't walk. Not yet.
Well, Jay is getting stronger every day. He does physical therapy every day. He can get out of that chair. That's what people don't know. At the time of the documentary, he couldn't. He can. He can take steps. And look, if anyone is gonna walk again, it's Miss J.
There's no stopping Miss J. I mean, you know, the reality is that Miss J has still got that spark. I remember visiting him in the actual hospital, and you know, he couldn't move. He was completely paralyzed and lying there, and only half his face could move and one eye. And I said something to him. I'm like, oh, good. You can't move. That means that I can really take advantage of you now. And he looked at me with his one eye, and he opened it, and he rolled his one eye, and I'm like, okay, you're still there. If you're able to still roll that one eye of yours, I'm like, we're gonna get you back.
Despite all the backlash Tyra's receiving from Reality Check, which is streaming now on Netflix, she dropped this hint for a potential comeback.
You have no idea what we have planned for cycle 25.
She is currently actively trying to pitch it. So she wants to make it a reality.
do you think the show can really come back ever in 2026?
No one has called me, and no one's called the Jays, from what I've heard from either of them. Without the three of us, good luck.